speaking words and stuff. That's what I want to talk to you guys about today. And gals, of course. I want to talk about how YouTube has benefited my speaking, my speech, my enunciation, my pronunciation, all those fun words and things and stuff. So, basically I want to talk about just one thing. One mentality, one concept that I've applied to myself that really benefited my speaking, my speech, and everything. And that was one simple fact. When you film yourself on YouTube or on any video format, you're gonna have to watch yourself in editing.
I just can't do it, Captain!
Oh yeah, you're also gonna have to stand in front of the camera and mess up over and over again.
Run.
So basically you will be facing your insecurity, your anxiety, and your struggle every single time you turn on that camera. Because you're gonna be looking and you're gonna be listening and you're gonna be hearing your speech, which is exactly what happened to me. I had to face my struggle day in and day out by turning on that camera or by clicking record on that cell phone. I had to turn it on over and over again and face that, and it sucked because you're messing up takes, you're having to retake, you're not getting your words out properly, you're jumbling your speech, you're not pronunciating or enunciating properly, and it's just making the whole process very difficult and challenging, and it makes you feel silly, it makes you feel embarrassed. It made me feel silly, it made me feel embarrassed, it makes you feel illiterate, it made me feel illiterate because of all things, how can you not even speak, man? Like, come on, it's like the most basic human thing is to communicate. We need to speak.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Yeah, it was something I was not very good at growing up, and it's definitely something that I consciously had to work on. It's not something subconsciously that I knew how to do, and recording myself and filming myself was one of the biggest helps, I think, for my speech, because again, I had to face it every day. So the option was either this: spend twice as much time, if not 3 times as much time, if not 4 times as much time on retakes, editing, all these things because you couldn't simply get the video right. But because I faced that every day, I consciously saw that. I didn't even see it. I felt it and it pissed me off.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
And because it pissed me off, it made me get really good at being aware of it, which forced me to get better at it and improve at it, because the option again was either save time or waste time. So I was like, every single time I did it, I tried to really be aware of my speech and how I was speaking. Even right now, I'm consciously aware of what I'm saying.
He's a genius, huh?
Because I want to make sure I'm getting this out in a clear manner so that I'm not having to retake and redo it and just waste a lot of time editing, because time's valuable and I was wasting it on this stuff. So I'm not 100% sure where my speech impediments, or whatever you want to call it, came from, but I definitely knew that having high anxiety and being very high strung and stressed out like I was growing up was a big factor in it, because I would rush everything. So I'd start speaking really quickly like this, and I'd try to get everything out, but I wouldn't finish my words, and I would start, like messing it up. And you instantly see I get tensed up and start speaking like this, and when I learned to take a breath and to slow down and to consciously speak and not just rush through and run through and sprint through my words, I learned how to actually reverse that and slow it down and improve on it. Because I gave my words time to get across. I gave them time to resonate and marinate for everybody listening. So I found definitely when I learned how to slow down my speech, it also helped my anxiety. Because when I was rushing, it was because I was fearful. It was because I was so anxious to get my point across. I was so anxious to not be misunderstood. I was so anxious and stressed out that it was affecting my speech. It was affecting my words coming out of my mouth.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
And it would mean that I would merge words together. I would mumble all the time. My mom would always be like, "Stop mumbling! I can't hear you." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm stressed out. I don't know how." So with learning how, I never went to see like a professional speech therapist. I didn't really look up online how to improve your speaking or anything. I just I practiced through YouTube. Like I had random other things go on that would force me to get better speaking, like when I'm teaching. But the thing is, when you're teaching in a classroom, you can mess up as many times as you want. You're not on camera. But then when you're on camera, and especially when you start doing live streams and stuff, like there's no redos, you know? And even if there is, if you're doing redos, then there's time you're wasting. So you have to learn very quickly, or I learned very quickly how to improve it so that I wouldn't have to do so many retakes to get my point across. So I just wanted to share that through forcing myself to document my speech and my speaking and to upload it and to make it public, even if like only one person's watching. If you make it public, it forces you to get out of that comfort zone. It forces you to listen to yourself. And that's the biggest thing here is when you're forced to listen to yourself, you obviously want to sound a certain way. Just like when you look in the mirror, when you face any insecurity or anxiety or weakness in your opinion, in your body, mind, or soul, it's gonna force you to work on it and to make that as beautiful or nice as you want, so that you can at least live with it. And when something's unlivable, it's not very enjoyable. So with that being said, hope this kind of helped everybody. I just want to kind of share my speaking and what's helped me, and maybe it'll help some of you. I don't hear many people talk about this, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm alone with this, but I found speaking sucked, and I sucked at speaking, and long story short, recording it and facing it helped a lot. With that being said, if you like this video, please comment down below, like the video, subscribe, and smash the bell for more videos. Thanks so much for watching and tuning in. I'm going speed mode because I'm gonna get this out of the way because I know no one wants to listen to this. Thanks so much again. Your boy out.